This is to provide an overview of the S2400 auger valve packer. As you can see, the packer utilizes electronic weighing system. By virtue of having the bag chair post divorced from the frame of the machine, connected by flexure plates top and bottom. As you can see, shipping plates are also in place on this machine, which are removed in installation, leaving the thin stainless steel flexure plates in place. The load cell used is a 500-pound load cell. Again, as you can see, there is a red shipping block in place where the load cell is mounted, which the bag chair post then rests on. So that the weighing is seen during the filling cycle with the use of the 85,000 weight indicator controller. This controller has 3 set points. The first set point is to have the machine go from bulk to dribble speed. The second set point is the target weight of the bag. The third set point is a set point available for use for an amount of free fall. The auger packer's speed makes it unnecessary to use the third set point, so we recommend merely entering 0 for the third set point. As an example then, in filling a 50-pound bag, you may want the first set point at 45 pounds, so that at that weight the machine goes into the slow or dribble speed for the last 5 pounds, with the second set point then set at 50. So the machine will then stop filling when it reaches 50-pound weight. The control panel on the front of the wiring enclosure houses the pedometers that allow you to vary the speed of the auger, with the left side being for the speed or RPM during the bulk speed, and the right hand being for adjusting the RPM of the slow or dribble speed. And above those is your main off and on switch to the electrical panel. Inside the panel, you can see the fuse block, the cycle drive, additional fuses with 3 relays and 2 timers. The far right timer is for the time of reversing of the auger at the end of each filling cycle. The next timer to the left is for the bag clamp, the amount of delay after filling that the bag clamp releases. These settings are adjusted in the field to suit. And below that, of course, is your terminal strip. The variable speed, of course, benefits by allowing you to obtain better accuracies and making adjustments for different products. The bag clamp is automatic, being controlled pneumatically to come on or execute at the beginning of the fill cycle and then release via the timer after the completion of the fill cycle. This particular machine is equipped with the standard rod platform bag chair. With the additional options available of a manual pivot bag chair, which is particularly useful when utilizing a valve bag with a tuck-in sleeve, and then of course the power bag discharge, which is particularly useful when you have a conveyor underneath the machine to carry the bag away from the machine. As previously mentioned, the bag chair post is divorced from the main frame by virtue of thin stainless steel flexure plates, meaning that we also have a gap in the filling tube and the hopper to allow divorced action. This gap is to not be more than 1/4 inches maximum, and closer if possible. The reason for this is that the larger the gap, the more you can allow product to build up in there, which can hurt the divorcing action. This model not being equipped with an automatic start lever would mean the method of operation would be to simply pull your start button on, which is the top button, and then to start your fill cycle, placing the bag then onto the fill tube and pushing the start button, which is the bottom button of the two, which time the bag clamp would come down to hold the bag onto the fill tube and start the product filling into the bag via the auger. Another standard feature is this agitator, which is just above the auger, rotating to break up any coagulation of product caused by any stickiness, and thereby creating an even flow of product into the auger, which helps also to gain accuracy in bag weight. Another feature that is standard is the dual stage stuffing box, which is housing the auger shaft. This dual stage stuffing box is both grease and air pressure to eliminate product trying to come through the stuffing box. The air to the stuffing box is controlled by this regulator with gauge, as there's only necessary for about 3 pounds pressure to be maintained on the stuffing box to operate efficiently. This machine does not have its side panels on, allowing us to view the motor, which belt drives the auger shaft, and additionally then drives the gear reducer for the agitator above the auger. The motor sits on a platform that is hinged to allow for proper tension of the V-belts. This will give you a better view of the stuffing box with the air line hooked up to the front half of the stuffing box and your Zertz fitting for grease in the second half of the stuffing box. An additional feature is this clean out trap door. Should any foreign material or objects come into the auger, you can clean it out through this trap door, which also has the safety micro switch hooked to it, so it will not allow the machine to operate if the door be open. Directly below is the 4-inch OD dust collection connection, which we recommend a minimum of 400 CFM to be available at that connection. This connection is to the dust manifold, which has its dust chute then that goes up to the back of the dust cowl, which is on the filling tube, to trap any product trying to escape out the valve of the bag during the filling cycle. The motor used as the standard motor is a 3 horsepower DC 220 single phase 60 cycle motor. The machine can be modified to use an AC motor with variable speed drive. In addition to the set points used with the 85,000 weight indicator controller is the ability for the 85,000 to be connected to a dumb printer to print summary of batch processing or tickets for individual bags as they are filled. The 85,000 is extremely user-friendly by virtue of only a 6-step procedure in calibration. It provides accuracy in weighing by virtue of its speed of reading, which is 60 conversions per second. This concludes the overview of the S2400 auger valve packer.